Look at the state of that for some packaging. An envelope and an A4 paper wallet. Wow. And look how it came via Evri. The state of that. Hello YouTube, N60 Fortress here, I'm back. Thanks for tuning in again as always, it's very much appreciated. We've got quite a bit to go through on this vlog, so stick around, there's going to be a bit of interesting content. First we'll go through some pickups. I haven't been out on a hunt this week, I've just sort of been grabbing bits. I did go to Vintage Gamer and I'll surmise what I got from there shortly, but I didn't get any footage. It was quite a small shop relatively. It is an Aladdin's Cave, lots of great stuff there, but it was quite busy and I'm a small time tuber. I'm not going to go around pointing my camera at everyone and saying, you know, I'm trying to film here when, you know, I'm not exactly got a big channel. So it just wasn't, the conditions weren't right and I didn't really want to ask for a channel my size anyway, but really delighted with what I grabbed from there. And then, yeah, we've got a few fails to go through, things that have rocked up and I've had to deal with, a few things that I've bought and moved on and things to talk through on that front. And then I've got a big exciting thing coming up that will end up on the channel next week. It's going to be really exciting. You're not going to want to miss that one. And we've also got the next episode of Mission N64239 dropping next Thursday. I had hoped to get it ready for this Thursday, but it's been a really busy week. There's been lots of work going on behind the scenes to do other things, but I have completed the game. All the footage is ripped. Filmed my intro and outro already. I've just got to stitch it all together and do the voice overlay. So that'll be out on Thursday. So without further ado then, let's get into the pickups for this week. First of all is Naruto Shippuden Ultimate Ninja Storm 4. PS4 HITS, another one ticked off. I've not seen this one when I'm out and about. A kind viewer of the channel, a chap called Steve, who I shouted out last week, who's been helping me on this journey, sending me lists of the Essentials and HITS libraries. Kindly saw this when he was out and about in CEX, and he just offered to pick it up for me if I needed it, which I did, £8 plus postage, so happy to tick another HITS game off. Got any comments on this game, let me know. But yeah, pleased to tick another HITS one off. I forgot on the last video, I didn't total up how many I've got, but it is over halfway now. 57 in the library in total, but we'll wait for my package from abroad to arrive and then we'll total up where we are and what's left to go and so on. So yeah, pleased to tick another HITS off. They did have some Essentials games in the CEX that he visited, but unfortunately didn't have the Essentials discs, so had to leave those. But yeah, delighted to tick another HITS game off, and yeah, thanks for that, Steve, much appreciated. Next up, for my trip to Vintage Gamer, picked up True Crime Streets of LA on the PS2. It's another one to add to try and get this section filled in. I had it on the Xbox back in the day, I've still got it. I've told this story before, pre-COVID I got rid of a lot of spare cases and stuff like that. I basically got rid of a lot of stuff, and all my Xbox games, 360 games, I just put into wallets and got rid of all the cases. I know, stupid move. I never envisaged that I'd have like this much room and this much space one day, so yeah, epic fail really. But yeah, I decided to grab it on the PS2 as it's a console that I enjoy playing more than the original Xbox, and also I plan to get True Crime Streets of New York, one that I never played. But yeah, I remember playing and getting quite far with this. I just don't remember actually completing the game, so I have got hankering to go back and play it again. I've had a little blast on it to make sure it works, and of course it does. It's really good. It's actually got the original purchase receipt in there as well, which is madness. But yeah, the disc is in the console, but it's in great condition. And yeah, really delighted to add that one in. £2, which is CEX price, so can't go wrong with that. Happy with that. I did have a look through their PS3 Essentials, but sadly they didn't have anything I needed other than Dragon's Dogma. This is a brand new and sealed copy. I'm not really a sealed collector when it comes to this sort of thing, but they don't show up very often. It was considerably more than what an open copy would cost. It cost me £18, but I looked online and a sealed one online would cost you in the mid-20s, so I've definitely got a decent deal there, paying £18 instead of 25. But yeah, it looks like an interesting game. Defy the depths of darkness. With the dragon defeated and your heart reclaimed, you must now face an ancient darkness that has mysteriously arisen from the depths of the Kasari Sea. Yeah, sounds like an interesting one, and delighted to have ticked off another Essentials game, and it's one that I've not come across on my travels so far. So yeah, I just sucked up and paid the extra amount and got another one ticked off, so pleased to add that one into the collection. So it hasn't been as busy as previous weeks, and last of all I've got 2 more online purchases. These are Essentials games that you hardly see anywhere, so I've just gone down the sealed route. I bought brand new sealed ones. They're about £20 each, give or take, and yeah, you just don't see them anywhere. Wolfenstein, The New Order, brand new and sealed, PS3 Essentials. Pleased to tick another one off, and it is a tricky one, like I say. And yeah, it looks like an interesting game. The year is 1960 and the Nazis have won World War II. War hero BJ Blazkowicz must launch an impossible counter-offensive against the monstrous Nazi regime that has conquered the globe. Yeah, looks like an interesting game. I'm sure the graphics are pretty good. I'll have put some footage on overlay. And yeah, one I'd like to play, but unfortunately for the price I paid for it, I'm probably not going to unseal this. So yeah, it's going to have to stay that way. And it'll just have to go in the collection for now, and hopefully I'll find an open copy one day and I can move this one and get the majority of my money back or whatever. So yeah, pleased to add that one in. And lastly, another really difficult one to find in the Essentials range. I don't think I've ever seen it anywhere, The Evil Within. Now, I actually already owned this on the standard version, but yeah, this one looks like an interesting game as well. That's the reason why I bought it on the PS3 in the first place. Enter the world of a madman. After witnessing the slaughter of fellow officers, Sebastian is ambushed and knocked unconscious. When he awakens, he finds himself in a deranged world where hideous creatures wander among the dead. Facing unimaginable terror, fighting for survival, Sebastian embarks on a frightening journey to unravel what's behind this evil force. Yeah, looks like a good game to play. Obviously, it's a game I'm interested in playing, so I will keep an eye out for an open copy. Again, I'm not going to unseal it and devalue it at this point in time. Not when I've got a big backlog of games to play anyway. It'll just have to sit on the shelf as sealed. But yeah, like I said, I have got an open copy. They only sell for £3 in CEX, and the trading's only like £1.10. So I'll probably keep this as a spare case for now, and it'll go in the pile to trade to CEX once I've got a considerable stack to trade in. So yeah, pleased with this week's editions. We've got 3 more PS3 Essentials games in. 2 of them are really tricky to find, obviously, unless you're prepared to pay a bit more for sealed copies like I did. But even The Evil Within was the last one they had in stock, so if you're now somebody looking for that, that's certainly one less supplier with a sealed one in stock. Maybe even the only one on eBay, I can't remember now, but it's certainly the last one that seller had in stock, so delighted to tick that one off, of course. Obviously reminisce on True Crime as well. It's just been a good week, and to tick off another PS4 HITS game, and I've got a massive, and I mean massive, pickup on the horizon, like nothing you've ever seen before. I don't want to give away too much spoilers. Like I said, that's coming on next week's episode, and you definitely don't want to miss that. So yeah, now that the pickups are behind us, let's go through some other admin from this last week then. Right, next up guys, I've got some right epic fails to go through. But before that, as usual, if you're not yet subscribed to the channel, please consider doing so. Trying to build this place up, get more of you coming along for the journey. But yeah, let's set this tripod up then and go through some of these fails, because there's some real bad ones in here. So, look at this. This is an eBay auction win, and yeah, I won a HITS game for fairly less than CEX price posted, and they used Evri, and that's absolutely disgusting. There's a hair in there. Ugh. And they sent it in an envelope in a plastic wallet. That's not my address or name, by the way, so absolutely roast them if you want to. I've already taken the label off. I mean, look at this packaging, it's absolutely minging. Ugh. And then, obviously, without a doubt, coming from Evri, the game's absolutely smashed. The game is Until Dawn. Case is grubby anyway. It is complete. I don't even want to touch it really, but the disc is actually all right. Just the case feels like it's going to be infected. So what I did was I literally put a return request in for this. It came damaged, absolutely minging, that is. I feel like I need to sterilise my hands. And eBay instantly refunded me, I guess, because it was below a tenner. They've just instantly refunded me because it's not viable to post it back. I don't know whether the seller loses or whether eBay stomachs the hit on that one. I really don't know. So I think obviously the case is a fail, but everything else looks undamaged. So I might be able to just do what I did with Little Big Planet 3. I mean, look at that. It's minging. It's got hair on it. Yeah. I think what I'm going to do is, I think I'm going to get a case replacement, and then I'll sell that on, and then I'm going to get another copy. That just looks too minging to me. I don't really think I want that in my collection, to be honest. And let me know what you do. I'll get a case replacement for £1, and I'll sell this on and look for another one, I think. And that'll go towards getting another one. I think that's all I can do. Next up, and this was bubble wrapped, by the way, also sent with Evri. Bubble wrap in a plastic bag, and that's how it's going to be going back. And Uncharted 2, which I need in the Essentials range, I don't have, and it was lovely condition on the advert. It's not like I paid cheap. I think I paid about £6.50 all in delivered. And yeah, it's really annoying because it is like really nice condition, but I mean the disc is great as well. But it's going to go back because they didn't bubble wrap the end of it, so the case got all smashed. But it's like ripped this sleeve inlay. Don't know if you can see properly. That's a bit better. You can see it's like ripped the sleeve there, and like for the price I paid, I don't want to keep it, so I'm returning it. Hopefully get a full refund, and yeah, just gonna have to suck that up and find another one. It's such a shame because they actually made an effort and bubble wrapped it. Look, but it's the way it goes sometimes. Evri have messed up 2 out of 2 of 2 deliveries that I collected. So thanks for that. It's the risk you take, I guess. And yeah, I thought and I had hoped that I could salvage that Until Dawn, but looking at the state of that inlay now, I just want to wash my hands. So I'm going to get a case for it and sell it, even though I still need it for my collection, and I'll find another one. So yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. Right then guys, next bit of housekeeping. After we've talked about that ghastly Until Dawn PlayStation Hits title, I've now sent back the Uncharted 2. That's on its way back to the seller. Next bit of housekeeping is this Top Gear Hyperbike, brand new. It was originally sealed. I unsealed it to try and de-sticker it. Going back several months now, my mate in Australia uncovered about 6 or 7 different titles, brand new and sealed. But underneath the seal, they've got these awful, no offence to Australians, awful Australian stickers on, the rating sticker and this hotline tip sticker. Now, I did a video where I unsealed and de-stickered all of these because these wouldn't have came out on UK games, and 6 out of the 7 games were a complete success, including Chameleon Twist 2 there, which is now an absolutely mint open copy, but never opened in terms of from the side, as is this copy. But unfortunately for Hyperbike, when you started to remove the sticker, which came off fine, the ink in the box is kind of stained. So maybe the glue that was used does not mix well with this ink on this type of cardboard. And so you can see I started to lift this sticker, but yeah, it left like a mark underneath. So it's not efficient or correct or accurate. I'm trying to think of the right word. It's not optimal to remove the sticker completely because it will leave like a mark where the sticker was, and it's not residue you can get off. It's like the ink is stained, take my word for it. So what I did was I bought another sealed copy from my mate in Australia, and that is now in my collection somewhere. Where's Top Gear? It's behind the doors there. There's Top Gear Hyperbike. That's a brand new sealed copy, but it will have these stickers on underneath. And so this is a spare, and I've sold this to somebody collecting a full set, and I gave him a bit of discount because of, you can see that it's been lifted a little bit, but in the main, to find a brand new copy of this game, you'd be hard pushed to find an English copy, a UKV. It's a very rare title, even with those that have been found. So that has now sold for 275, so that's money back in to redeploy on the Essentials and Hits journey that we're on. So you think of the war chest that we've got from selling that orange N64 and this spare that I've been stuck with for the last however many months. And yeah, so on to the next bit of housekeeping then. So I've talked about how I like these Mega Drive games going across the top, and there's just my childhood game there. Several of these are from my childhood, by the way. Indiana Jones, Lion King, Robocop vs Terminator, Rolling Thunder, Sonic 2, and 3, Streets of Rage, 2, Zero Wing. Zero Wing, that's not my original though. I got rid of that shmup annoyingly, and then I had to buy it back for so much more money. I think I sold that about 15 years ago because it wasn't totally nostalgic to me, but I sold it for about 10 quid and it cost probably about 60 to buy it back, so that was a fail. But anyway, I'm digressing. This one is the only one without hang tab on, so I need to address that issue because it stands out like a sore thumb. So I've had a look at what I've got here, and I'm going to get rid of Brian Lara, because although I had this growing up, is one I got rid of because I got it secondhand from a car boot, and it's just, I do like cricket, but it's just not a game that I'm going to play realistically. I mean, a lot of them, you know, with how busy life is, you don't get a chance to play really, but that certainly isn't, if I do get a chance to, you know, start working through some of these, this isn't going to be one of them. So I'm going to let this one go. And that hasn't got a hang tab on anyway, it's been snapped off. I don't know how I missed that when I bought that, but it was only cheap anyway, so even if I give this away, I'm not really bothered. So I'll either give this away or try and sell it on the cheap. And yeah, so I was looking at these, what was left, and the only one I want to get rid of, because the rest are childhood or nostalgic, is Aerial. It's still got the sticker on for when I bought it from CEX. So I'm going to swap this case so that that one's all good, and then I'll sell this one, and obviously I'll take a loss on the spread if I trade it in, but at least I'll have addressed the case issue for that one. And it's interesting, this game isn't going to be one that I'm going to have played, but if any of you guys have watched the Retrogaming channel, I'm sure you have, great channel, really great content. I think several months back now he did his annual how many games can I complete in 24 hours challenge, and this was one game that he attempted, and I'd not long bought it at that point, so it was a bit of a coincidence really. And then to see him turn it off after like 10 minutes because it was mind-numbingly bad, it made me think, what have I done here? So even at that point I thought, yeah, I've probably not done a smart move here by buying that. So yeah, I'm going to let this one go. So I'll just de-sticker this and we'll put that into Rolling Thunder 2 and see how that looks then, shall we? So let's get that done then. Right then guys, much preferring the look of that then. So we've been successful in this curation that we've done. So obviously that's looking good now. All that top row have their hang tabs, as they should do. Yeah. I have to say, by the way, guys, oh, and I still need to get these brackets done. I've been looking at some, so I'll get them sorted and get these brackets on and painted. So I'll try and do that before the next video. But yeah, so I just have to say, this Rolling Thunder 2 is a really good Mega Drive game, by the way. Me and my brother used to enjoy playing that one. You can do cooperative mode, so 2 of you on the screen, and you're side-scrolling, but it's a shooter, and it's just a tremendous amount of fun, really. A simple game, but fun, as were a lot of the Mega Drive games, really. Yeah, big fan of that one, and pleased how that looks. I am going to do a giveaway for the Brian Lara cricket, so yeah, I'll do a short on that and just do a giveaway, so keep an eye out for that. The Aerial game, yeah, nothing nostalgic to me. It curates the collection a little bit, so I'll let that one go. I'll just trade that to CEX and get more of a voucher going. And yeah, the Top Gear Hyperbike is being posted in due course, so yeah, happy with that, and a nice bit of progress made in the game room. Alright, next bit of admin. A viewer, Gary, has just commented on my video from last week, or today as I'm speaking, but last week for you guys, and said that we can reset the disc on these sealed games. So let's have a go at doing that, shall we? It was the Fist of the North Star, Lost Paradise. Hear that? You can hear the disc moving around. So he's described how we can get this back on. So I'm going to have a go at that now and see if we can make a success of it. So stand by for that. Well, guys, would you believe it? It worked. So shout out to Gary. Look at that. The disc is no longer rattling around. There's plenty of tutorials on YouTube on how to do this. Gary kindly explained in the comments how to do it. Basically, you had to sort of move the game around until the disc sort of appeared to be on the spindle again, so it wasn't moving as much, and then you sort of 1 inch up and 1 inch to the right over about there, you just press down and it miraculously clips back into place. And yeah, no rattle now, so really happy with that. Thanks, Gary. Yeah, no urgency to unseal it now. And yeah, I've I have moved the HITS games around now because there's going to be a load more coming soon when my parcels from abroad finally make it here. So yeah, the HITS get their own shelf now. There's 57 in the total HITS European library, I believe, and I can only get 51 on a shelf, which is a bit annoying. It means we'll have 6 overspill on the shelf below. I've got a bit of a strategy in mind because we're going to have, we'll have the whole HITS across there, some overspill. Obviously I need 2 more Legos as well, and it's touch and go whether they'll fit. But what I'm going to do is, this Resident Evil 6 here is brand new and sealed, but that's in the HITS, so I'll just sell this. I bought like a load of Resident Evil games. I went on a spree years ago when they were going cheap. I never actually unsealed 6 because I'd already beaten it on the 360 sort of era. And yeah, it's same for Resident Evil 4 and 5 there. They're still sealed. It's mad really. And Revelations is it there, yeah. So, but yeah, so if I move on Resident Evil 6 and 7 was my original as well, I think I'll put my disc into the PS4 HITS version, and then I'll just move the other one on. So that'll be at least 2 games there that are making way. So we should have enough room then to get the Legos, the overspill of the HITS, all on this shelf. I'm not really actively collecting PS4 other than the HITS, so I'm not really worried about running out of room on that shelf really. PS5's got plenty of room to grow, and PlayStation 3, yeah, this is going to be coming down considerably actually, because we've got Virtua Tennis 4. I've bought that in the Essentials range. That's on its way to my mate. LA Noire got a Essentials release, and The Evil Within, which I've bought. And so that's 3 in total that will go, and 2 immediately that can go in the not too distant future. And then the Battlefield games, I can't remember how many of those were in the Essentials range, but I think at least Battlefield 3, maybe even 4, I don't know. I'll have to double check that, but yeah, that'll basically be coming down quite a bit as well. And I need to decide what shelves I want them in order. It's just a bit weird, isn't it, having PS2 there, PS1, PS4, PS5, PS3. It doesn't make sense, does it, chronologically or sequentially? So that's something for me to address, but I'll be doing that sooner than not, because we're getting near the end of this. We're getting towards the business end of this shelf with the Essentials, so we're going to have to move the Dreamcast anyway. And when we do that operation, we'll move the Dreamcast, and then we'll move everything down, and we'll have at least 3 rows of Essentials there for the time being. Well, we'll have 2 full rows, and then we'll be working on the 3rd row. And at that point, at the stage at which I do that, I'll reimagine how the bottom half is going to look in terms of a meaningful order to it. So yeah, really happy with how things are coming along here, and I'm going to get cracking on with some Indiana Jones now. It's been long awaited, so yeah, let's get on with Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. So that is it, guys. That's going to do it for this week's vlog. Hope you've enjoyed it. We've had a relatively successful week. We've added a few more PS3 Essentials games into the library on that journey to get all PAL PS3 Essentials. And we've also added another PlayStation 4 HITS game on the journey to similarly get all PAL PlayStation 4 HITS games. So yeah, it's been a relative success. We've got a lot coming up on the channel. We've got the Chameleon Twist 2 episode dropping on Thursday. Can I complete and review all 239 UK PAL N64 games? That's episode 15. So we're making good inroads on that journey so far this year. And yeah, I've got my biggest pickup on the channel to date coming up. Yesterday, as you're watching this, on Saturday, I'll be going and picking up a huge bundle of games. You have not seen anything like this on YouTube for this type of game, and I doubt you'll see another video like it for a long time. It's just, bundles of this size just don't happen very often. It's huge, and I mean huge. I'm not just saying it, you really don't want to miss it. It's an interesting one. I'm going to bring you guys along with me for it, and we're going to check out a new CX because we're going on a bit of a road trip to collect it. I'm really excited to bring that one to the channel. I hope you've enjoyed this episode. If you did, please whack a thumbs up. Get involved with the comments. Let me know what you think about any of the games that I've added, what you think about this journey that I'm on. Are you on the same journey? Get involved with the comments. Let me know. Is there any advice you can give me? Is there anything you want to know from me? It's a two-way system. You help me, I can help you. Let's all work together on this journey. If you're a new or a returning viewer and you're not yet subscribed, please consider doing so. It really helps me out. We want more of you coming along with me on this journey. Can I complete the full PlayStation 3 Essentials library in the PAL region, the full PlayStation 4 HITS library, and can I complete and review all 239 UK PAL N64 games? Like I said, episode 15 is dropping on Thursday, Chameleon Twist 2, so check that out if you're interested when that drops. And yeah, it's an exciting time for the channel. Hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Pickups are behind us. Let's just go into some other admin and go through some of the... Now that the pickups are from... Now that the pickups are... Ugh. So yeah, now that the pickups are behind us, let's just go through some other admin from this week. So yeah, now that the pickups are behind us, let's go through some...